I'm a little late with this video, so I apologize for the late upload. But to those who don't know yet, as you guys can tell by the title, the fight between Saul Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant is not happening. The fight's not happening. There were talks about it taking place this coming September 18, but it's not happening. It's very disappointing. Over the past couple months of negotiations, I would say I think it's been a couple months of negotiations between PBC and Al Heyman and Eddie Hearn and Team Canelo. With all the negotiations, it's not happening, and a lot of people are blaming this guy or that guy, but in the end, both fighters and both sides are to blame. Seems like the biggest issue was, if you guys don't know, at least to my understanding, the way I understand the situation is that everything seems like everything was good. Canelo will be getting guaranteed $40 million plus Mexican rights and a pay-per-view share. And I think Caleb Plant was set to make, I believe, a guaranteed $10 million, if I understand it correctly. And everything was agreed upon. If with COVID and all that, the only thing that held this fight from happening is apparently if Caleb Plant gets sick or what have you, something happens to Caleb Plant and there needs to be a replacement, Canelo will still get paid a guaranteed of $40 million and not a reduced amount. And apparently PBC don't want that. If Canelo, if Caleb Plant gets sick or something, they'd much rather pay Canelo a lesser amount than $40 million. And Canelo wants $40 million whether he fights Caleb Plant or anyone or a replacement. Who knows who the replacement will be. And that was the issue. Now, you may take it this way or that way. Like I said, at the end of the day, both fighters are not fighting each other, which is very disappointing, especially for a fight fan like myself and a fan of both Canelo and Caleb Plant. I am very disappointed that this fight's not happening. I mean, there are articles written about it all over the internet. ESPN, who apparently Mike Kopinger writes for ESPN now. I didn't know that. But yeah, he wrote a pretty good article breaking it down and calling it, saying that the deal is dead. And he also wrote an article talking about who will fight Canelo instead for September, which is, holy shoot, I just realized it's next month. They need to find somebody. Oh no, yeah, that's not good. It's the next month already. I completely forgot it's already August. But yeah, they need to find somebody ASAP. Oh man, this is not good. And if you guys don't know, it seems like the number one possibility or the number one contender of who Canelo will most likely fight this coming September, now that Caleb Plant is no longer happening, it's this man right here, Dimitri Bivol. If you guys don't know who Dimitri Bivol is, he is currently the WBA light heavyweight champion of the world. Very dangerous fighter, undefeated. Check him out. Him versus Canelo would be a very good fight in my opinion, because I'm a fight fan. I know who Bivol is, but for the mass audience, for the casual fans, a lot of people don't know who Bivol is. So it would be, to a lot of the casual fans, it would be just another fight. But imagine if they fight at 175. 175 would be a significant fight in my opinion, with the 175-pound belt on the line, the WBA 175-pound title. I think that would make things a lot more interesting when it comes to Bivol versus Canelo, if Canelo decides to fight Bivol. If you look at the rankings, obviously at 168 pounds, there's only one belt that Canelo is missing, and that one belt is the IBF belt, which Caleb Plant currently holds. And at least as of right now, it's no longer happening. If he decides to fight somebody at 168, if I had to choose his opponent, it's this man right here, David Benavidez. If you guys don't know how he looks like, David Benavidez, it's this man right here. If I had to choose his opponent, it would be him. And in my opinion, a fight between Canelo and David Benavidez, El Bandera Roja, in my opinion, would be a much, much more entertaining and competitive fight compared to Canelo versus Plant. In my opinion, that's my honest opinion. So if I had to choose Canelo's opponent other than Plant, definitely Benavidez. If not Benavidez at 168, then Bivol at 175. I mean, the options are very limited at the moment. Obviously, there's Triple G, but it looks like Triple G will be fighting Yota Murata this December. The options are just very limited. At 175, Artur Beterbiev's there, but that's not gonna happen. Bivol is probably the weakest. Bivol and Joe Smith Jr. are the two champions who, in my opinion, are the two weaker champions compared to Artur Beterbiev. And the weakest, I would say, is between Bivol and Joe Smith Jr. I'd have to think about that to think who is the weaker link between the two. But anyway, with that being said, at the end of the day, Canelo Plant ain't happening, at least at the time I'm making this video. Who knows? Maybe there's stuff going behind the scenes that I don't know about or nobody knows about. And next thing you know, they announce this fight next week or this week. You just never know. You just never know when it comes to the sport of boxing. But it's definitely very disappointing. And sucks that this fight ain't happening. It is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts and comments. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And like always, have a great day. Alright, thanks.